This is one thing that I think a lot of NHL hockey fans can agree on. Why don't we see more offer sheets, right? Offer sheets are one of the most interesting things, and we actually saw two of them from St. Louis to the Oilers, right? We saw two of them, and it was really cool and interesting. Now, obviously, those aren't like two huge name players or anything, but the whole time I was like, why don't we see more of this stuff? Why don't we see, it's so interesting, it's spicy. This is kind of like the NHL itself just being, I don't know, boring? I guess I would say boring would be the best way to put it. But an agent, Alan Walsh, does believe that the, quote, barn door has been opened for offer sheets in the National Hockey League. And here's the thing. Do I believe he's right? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. And the old adage is, like, other fans might drop this in the comments, oh, your RFA might get offer sheeted, your RFA might get offer sheeted, which is fair. Go ahead. I have no problem with that. I think it's really, 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 really interesting, because this is the way that GMs think, right? They think, oh, if I offer sheet their guy, they're going to offer sheet my guy when he's up. Who cares? Who cares? What does it matter? What does it matter? Like, and honestly, players even use it as like a negotiation tactic, right? Like, we saw Dylan Holloway literally used it as a negotiation tactic. Like, hey, we have this offer sheet, available for us. If you don't, give us what we want, and, whatever. You can say whatever your feelings are on that negotiation tactic, but it is what it is. Like, this is something that absolutely should be used more. And the thing is, the other team still gets compensated, obviously. You're still going to get a compensation based off of how big the contract is. You're going to get like a certain draft pick. I would love the NHL to find a way to encourage this to happen more. But the GMs just don't want to do it, because it's kind of like an old boys club. We're like, oh, we don't want to do it because it's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me. And it's like, man, what a weird way to think. Because sometimes you see a player that is so vulnerable, or a team with like a cap that, like, if they got an offer sheet, would absolutely screw them. And here's the thing. Sometimes you think about yourself, what about another rival team? You see what I'm saying? Like, let's say Boston were to offer sheet the Leafs RFA or Habs or like something like that. I think that would add more fuel to the fire of a rivalry as well. Like, why don't we ever see this? I hope that this article, and I hope Alan Walsh here is just correct. I hope the barn door has been opened and we do see more of this. We need more interesting trades in the NHL. Although trades have gone up, I don't think the NHL is completely uninteresting. We need more blockbuster trades too. Blockbuster trades are the most interesting thing. Even that line, I wouldn't say the line trade was necessarily blockbuster, but interesting trades like that, and engaging things to get fans engaged and things like that. I mean, it would just make it would bring new fans into the NHL for sure, which the NHL needs and they should be doing, and it would be more engaging for the existing fans in the NHL as well. And here's the thing, it could also accelerate a rebuild. Let's say you have a bad team, and let's say, I don't know, like a William Nylander. Remember when William Nylander went all the way, I think it was to December 1st or whatever the deadline is, and like he literally almost missed the season. The whole time I was like, why is nobody giving this guy like an RFA contract just to piss the Leafs off or something like that? Can you? I mean, I guess maybe at that point teams didn't have cap space, or a lot of teams didn't have cap space. You could even have a team that wasn't all the way to the cap, or the teams could make a trade. Like, there are ways around that. But like, oh man, that would have been so cool. Like, and I'm a Leaf fan, and I say that. It would have been so interesting, right? What are the Leafs going to do? You know what I mean? Are they going to take the draft picks or whatever? Like, it would, I don't know, just stuff like that. And if you're a bad team, adding a William Nylander would absolutely accelerate your rebuild, whatever team that might be. I'm just using like any team that it could be that would accelerate your rebuild. So literally, we have a way that worser teams can keep cap space and things like that, and use it to accelerate their rebuild. Like, we know, like, this player is a really good player, so I'm just going to offer sheet him and try to accelerate my rebuild. Why the hell why? I just don't, it infuriates me. Like, I wouldn't, man, if I was a GM, I wouldn't care at all. I would be doing anything. I mean, you know, I guess maybe nobody would want to initiate trades with me. Like, I guess that's the issue. Like, oh, nobody wants to trade with you or whatever. But who cares? If you're getting stud RFAs, why do you even care? What does it matter? Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video on this article. If you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day, guys. Goodbye.